Hey guys, very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the video number 383. My name is Ajay, and in this video we're going to do something very fantastic, super cool. And I want to thank the credit goes to one of my subscribers actually who has put in this question. So a lot of the other things are also going to be resolved in this video because I received a couple of emails and some of you have said that while running the loop in the Outlook where you are actually going one by one on every email which is inside any folder, you're not able to actually move those emails from one folder to another folder. If you have 100 emails, then the code, how it is working, it is moving 50 emails, but the rest of the 50 emails are not being moved from one folder to another folder. So we're going to check out that as well. I'm going to tell you how you can actually modify the code. So welcome to the channel, and for those who are watching the channel for the first time, my name is Ajay, and this channel is dedicated to all those people who want to learn Excel VBA, Access and Access VBA. And even if you are at the developer level, you will get a lot of good in-depth information in this channel, guys. So let us start the program immediately. So this is going to be how to give the pop-ups in the Outlook, right? So that you can choose the folders, the Outlook folders, guys. I'm talking about whether it is the inbox or whether they are the subfolders, how to have the pop-up coming from the Outlook, and then user can choose, right? So we are not really going to make any static code. We are not really going to put the things in the Excel and gonna link that. So what we will do is we will directly have a pop-up in front of the the screen, and Outlook would come, and there you can select the folders of your choice. Now before I actually go ahead and make this I'll tell you actually how to make the code. I want to actually read out one of the very good, actually the long email I received from one of my subscribers, which is whose name is actually Hasmukh Modi. And this is what he had written me: Dear Ajay Kumar, you are a knowledgeable person in Excel, and it is a good thing. Thoughts of sharing knowledge is really very good thing. Putting sincere effort for sharing the knowledge is one of the best thing. This is one of the best thing I found in your site. Really, you have done hearty efforts in your site for knowledge sharing and helping people. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much. It's a long written email actually. In fact, I deleted a couple of lines which I think that can save up the time as well. I apologize for that, Mr. Modi, but I really appreciate that you have taken so much of time and drafted this beautiful email. He says that in my opinion you have covered most of the required topics for beginner and intermediate Excel users. Now I want to correct you here because we have the videos the advanced Excel as well. Just go and check out all the videos on the playlist, right? All the articles and the topics covered are with enough detail, well explained with simple examples so that one can understand and digest easily. Thank you very much for knowledge sharing to beginners and intermediate. Keep it up. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much. It's one of the best compliments, one of the best emails I have received so far. I really appreciated it. Your site is one of the most favorite site. My first choice for searching Excel topic. I love your site like anything. Nice tutorials and videos. I'm a retired person. I have gained some knowledge of Lotus and Excel during my life at office work. Even today I'm learning VBA macros and advanced Excel. So this is the right channel for you. Please explore all the videos and throw your comments, throw your questions. I'm going to help you out definitely to my best abilities. I would like to use material covered in your site for presentation. As such, you have mentioned in your site to share tutorials, articles, videos. However, I would like to have a permission from you to use your material and share to people. I request you to give me the permission. Well, sir, you have my permission. Don't embarrass me because this channel is to everybody, right? This channel is open, right? So if you are gaining something and you want to share this with the external world, please go ahead. And for those who are watching the channel as well, guys, your channel, whatever I have discussed in all these 385 videos, we are almost going to cover 400 videos. So everything is yours, right? Spread the information, help everybody in rising and shining, right? Help them in their office work, help them in their all the projects, because I just know one thing, that I gain my knowledge by reading the articles, by taking the help of the other people, right? Or maybe by taking the paid courses, right? But that doesn't really matter, because what matters is that today if I'm able to share my knowledge with you, it's all because of those people, right? So you can use the material, not a problem at all. Thank you so much for such a wonderful words and appreciating my work. Right now, let us go ahead and let us see the another email on which we are going to work, guys, today. So Ayan actually has written this email, I think 2 weeks back. Guys, I was not actually on the YouTube channel from the last 7 days due to some I mean, I was quite busy actually, so I couldn't take the time. So I'm uploading this video after a long time. So Ian actually has said that, hi, hey Ajay, I'm regularly watching your videos and it is truly a world-class experience to be a part of your channel. Ajay, your work is beyond description and want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. If I tell you that I'm getting so much applause recently in my office for my work, especially automated the Outlook and the Excel task, will you be believing me? A lot of other people also have WhatsApp me and they actually thank me because the videos are really helping them in their office projects. So thank you, I appreciate you, and of course I will believe you. There is no reason for not believing you, right? After all, you're appreciating my work. Had it been something else, I might have asked you, but this is super cool. Thanks to your videos. Recently I was facing an issue of moving the emails from one folder to another folder. I have prepared the code and it is working, but it is somehow not able to move all emails. Some emails are still showing up in the original folder. This folder, so I'm not able to understand it because the code is not showing any error. I have a folder where there are around 60 emails and my code is moving only 35 emails from this folder to a new folder. Why it is doing that? Second, can it be possible that instead of defining the folder in VBA or linking it with Excel cell, can have pop-ups and from there I can choose the folder one by one? Just a thought, not sure if it is a good question or not, but since you are there, why would I mind thinking and asking you? Well, of course, I mean, you can ask me whatever you want, right? If it is something going to be logical, I'll reply, and if it is not if it is something which is not logical, I'll try to make it logical and then we will talk about that, right? So thanks for such a good sense of humor. I appreciate that again, because I know you will be an answer of it. Please revert at your convenience. So let's now see that what exactly we are going to do in this video. So first of all, I want to tell you that this is the when you subscribe to the channel, this is what you see on the left side. Well, depends upon your actually laptop settings or computer settings, but guys, these are all the different playlists which we have created. You can see here, right? All the topics are covered on Excel VBA and Access VBA. Now for those who do not know much about the channel, especially about this Outlook, when you click on this Excel VBA connecting Outlook from Excel, when you click on that, this is what exactly you would see. All right, so I got somebody said this is amazing, and in detailed video I was looking for this code and indeed it's resolved my problem. Wow, that's great. I'm recording the video and right away somebody commented on my channel, so that's great, right? Thank you so much, Ajay. Well, thank you, Avinash. I'll talk to you a little later. Let me first upload the video. So now guys, when you see that this actually has already got 31 amazing videos on the Outlook. I believe that if you just scroll it down, you would see here a lot of the content, and in every video I have talked about something different. I have tried to answer questions. So watch all those videos, right? So this is going to be the 32 video in this particular series, Excel VBA connecting out from Excel. I was just actually helping you out in how to actually surf the channel. So these are all the different playlists, and you can go there, you will find the videos under that particular list. So today what we actually want to do is, the first thing which I want to do is, let me just quickly go ahead and on the Outlook, right? Well, Outlook will be opened in the VBA itself, but I want to give you further more understanding on this code because this is going to be pretty awesome code, right? And so this is your as you can see, this is my Outlook 2016, and I have created some folders here. One is the folder called the dummy. You can see this is the folder which is a subfolder actually, and it is a folder inside the inbox. You have the important folder here which is empty right now. There are a couple of more folders, test and so whatever. So what actually we want to do is, I want to run the code which would give me the pop-up, and I can select the dummy folder, and then in one more pop-up would come, and then I will select that folder from where I actually I want to I want to transfer these emails. I want to move these emails. So I want to move the emails from the dummy folder to the important folder. This is what exactly I'm going to do, right? So let us see how to do that. So the important task is how to give the pop-up in the Outlook. That is the first thing. I want to tell you, though I always try to explain this in my all videos, now whenever you want to connect your Excel with the Outlook, you will have to tell your Excel VBA that you got to work with the Outlook application, because Outlook application actually is a different application, right? So in Excel VBA, what you need to do when you click on the Visual Basic and when you go to the insert and the module, the first thing which you need to do is you will have to activate your Microsoft Outlook library. So go to the tool in the reference and activate this Microsoft Outlook 16.0 object library. If you're using any lower version, you will find this number different, but that doesn't really matter. That should not stop you in finding out, in locating this Outlook library. What you need to do is just press M. They are all alphabetically sorted libraries, right, which comes with your Office installation whenever you install the Office, and just find out where is your Microsoft Outlook, right? Wherever you get it, just check mark that and click OK. To click OK, come back and just ensure that it is here or not. So by default it will come here after your this Microsoft Office 16.0, the whatever version you have. I'm using, by the way, 2016 as I said, so I see here 16.0. so this is a must part for you, because we are going to use the early binding method. Early binding method actually is a method where we are advanced going to tell the VBA that how to make the code. So let us go ahead and make the code. Now the first thing which I want to give you the little bit background about this, how we're going to do that. Guys, as you know that because we are going to work with the Outlook application, obviously, so we will define the Outlook application. Now what is the next thing actually you would like to do? Well, the next thing which you would like to do is you will have to find out what all other classes you're going to use, because that depends now what is your requirement. In my case, the requirement is I want to, of course, move the folder, move the emails from one folder to another folder. So that means the folder has to be there, and then emails has to be there. Now I have explained this, I'm again explaining this. The folder, when you talk about the Outlook folders, I'm talking about the Outlook folders, not any other folder. So you have to use namespace class, because that class actually open the gate for us to go and access any Outlook folder. I'm going to tell you when I'm going to write the code. What is the next thing? Why I need the email? Obviously you need the email because in the folder what you need to move is actually the email. So for the email you have another class in the Outlook which is created, which is called the mail item, right? So that is what we are going to use in this, and then we will run the loop as well for each email in my folder dot items, right? So let us go ahead and write the code. So the first thing which I'm going to write here, I will write the name, and the macro name has to be, let us say, moving emails. Okay, that's, I'll just keep it short. Now what is the next thing? The next thing is I will declare the Outlook application. So I'm just going to define O as Outlook.application. Now you see that I see this Outlook.application coming automatically, because of the reason that I'm using in the tools reference that library. If you're not going to use that, you will never get to see this Outlook.application. And if you try to do that and you try to run that, you will get the error which is called the user library not defined. So please ensure that you should have that library on. What is the next thing? Well, I will define this set Outlook.application in my VBA. So now what will happen when Excel VBA, when the code will run this set word, this will allocate this O, a space for the Outlook application, and O is going to be treated as now my application. So these two lines are very basic lines and very important lines. You should always write them when you work with the Outlook application, from the Excel VBA. What is the next thing? So next thing is I want to declare my folder. To declare the folder, as I said, you got to use the namespace. How are you going to do that? You declare any variable, let's say ONS as Outlook.namespace, and then set ONS equals to, we're going to define this get namespace. That's how you write, and then here you will write MAPI, right? MAPI basically it's a platform for all the folders. You can access the folders from this, right? MAPI stands for I always forget this, the full form of this. It's messaging application platform interface, I think, right? So what is the next thing we want to do? Now the next thing I want to do is I want to actually set up my folder. So you're going to define the folders, guys, here. So I'm going to write here the folder 1, which is original folder. Let us say we define it as Outlook.folder. This is how you define, because you need to define the two folders, and another is the destination folder. I declare that as Outlook folder. Okay, that's how we're going to define it. Now generally, how do you define the folders in the when you connect the Excel with the VBA? This is how you define. You write that original folder equals to then ons dot get folder. Okay, a get default folder, and then in the get default folder, it depends what you want to do. If you want to just use the default folder which is inbox, then you just write the inbox and just stop the code. But in this particular case, as I showed you, actually are not going to work on the inbox, because most of the time you will have their own folders. So I want to go inside the inbox where I have created the dummy folder. So I've talked about this in my subfolders videos as well, or in study videos. You will have to search the exact video, so I will not explain much on that, because this is something we're not going to do that. But still, this is how you write the folders, and then you write the name of the folder, dummy. Okay, now similarly, I just go ahead and I just copy the code, and I'm gonna paste it here for my destination folder. Just this destination folder, and the destination folder obviously would be what? It's going to be another subfolder which has a name called important. So I'm gonna write here in the quotes important. Okay, the point is we don't want to actually make this static here, because this will always be working on the dummy and the important. That is what actually user has talked about, subscriber has talked about this and right. So this is what I was telling you, that let's have a pop-up and let's push those get the folders from there and push those folder names here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna create further two things here. I create two more variables. So I'm gonna create let us say you can create anything. For example, I just declare here that dim I as string, and then in the one line I declare the another one. You can also declare all the variables in one line. You don't have to use the dim word again and again, or you can press enter and say dim.js string. That's all up to you, right? What we actually want to do is here I will write here o equals to, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna write here on is dot, and then in this you will actually would like to the pop up the folder, right? So you're gonna write here let me backspace that. So we're gonna write here big folder. So there is a actually method which we have, which comes with the namespace. When is actually is your namespace, right? Remember I told you namespace is used to wherever you are working on the folders, through the namespace you can define the folder. So it's gonna pick up the it's gonna give you the pop-up or the pick folder, and we're gonna pick up the folder, and that will go in the I, and that is what I'm gonna use here. Okay, so I will just simply delete this, and I will write here I, and similarly I'm in the destination folder I'm going to use this J, right? And there has to be another actually pop-up, so I will simply copy this line, guys, and we're going to paste the line over here, and I will say that this is going to be J. Right, now let me give you the example how it is going to work. So the moment I run this, look at this, what will happen. The moment you run this line, the pop-up would come. Wow, this is terrific, right? You just go here and select the dummy one and click OK. Then you come back to the VBA, and the another pop-up would come, and now this time you will have to use the important. So just select OK. That's very exciting, right? I'm just loving this option. Now you can see here that in the I it is dummy. When you run this, it is going to be your this important. So now you have your folders defined. Anything you can choose through these pop-ups. Now what is the next thing you want to do? Now the next thing, obviously we will have to run the loop. So I will write here for each what is my email. So I will have to define my email as well. So I'm going to write here omail as outlook dot mail item, and you're going to write here equals to your o dot create item, and you're going to write here ol mail item. That's how you're gonna do this thing. Okay, so if I just show you the entire code, that's how the code is actually written so far. This is the code. Okay, and I can reduce the space as well, so that you can pause the video and later you can see the things. So now what we want to do is we want to run the loop. So guys, I'm gonna use this, and this is something which we have used so many times in my all those 30 videos. We're gonna run the loop, and we're gonna find out all the emails one by one. So I will write for each omail in. What is your folder? The folder is obviously the original folder, right? Dot items. That's how we write, and then I'm gonna write here next. And now how you actually want to move this. So your omail has to be moved. Where it has to be moved, the moment you press space, you see the destination folder as folder. So we will have to write this as a folder. Now what is your destination folder, by the way? You know that we have already created a variable for that, object variable for that, which is destination folder, right? Now if I just run this, let us see if we can move all the emails or not. You can see here these are all the emails, and important folder is totally blank. So I'm gonna run this. Let me run this quickly. There we go. You got the dummy one. I select the first the dummy one, and then where I need to move, I select the important one, and there we go. Okay, there we go. You can see that some of the emails move to the important folder if I just show you there, but not every email. And this problem actually not just Ian actually has discussed with me, but some people also had called me in the past that when they run the loop, basically the entire all the emails are not moving. Guys, let us do one thing, right? If you have this kind of a issue, let me just this back in the dummy folder. Right now important is again blank. So what you need to do is, don't actually work like this. Don't use this for each email original, whatever the folder dot items. Instead of that, what we will do, we will first actually get all the emails, we will select the dummy folder. Right now, what is your basically the dummy folder? Dummy folder actually is your original folder, right? Because that's what I'm selecting. So I will write here original underscore folder dot, then you're going to write application, and then you're going to write active explorer, and then you're going to write select all items. So what will happen, all the emails will be selected. I'll just show you. And then for each email in original folder dot, instead of writing dot items, right, because I know it happens sometimes that when you have a long list of emails, sometimes the code is not able to run them quickly, right? So what you can do is, instead of selecting the items, we can write here application, and then we can write here active explorer. Again the same thing, active explorer is the explorer that the page in front of which will be at that point in time will be active, which is going to be this entire page. Here you're going to write here select the selection, right? Active explorer dot selection. So that is going to be the code. Now let us run the code again. So I'm going to run this code quickly, and I'll put the break code here. Okay, so let's just run the code quickly. There we go. I select the dummy in front of you. Now another message box comes, and now I have to select the destination folder. You can also put the message box just in case if you think that user will forget that whether to select the original folder first, or to whether to select the destination folder first. You can always put that in the message box, right? It's very easy. So I select the important one. Now let us see. You see that the moment I run this line, what will happen? You see that, guys? Wow, amazing. In your background, all the emails are selected because of this line. Now when you're gonna run this code, right? So if I'm just going to run this code quickly, see what will happen. Mismatch. So where I'm gonna actually get the mismatch. So it says that for each email in my additional folder dot application is type mismatch. All right, so I have to see here what is the problem coming here. Let me reset the code. Mismatch, it's not going to treat actually the Outlook this email as a email item, right? Because when you actually receive the email, sometimes you receive the other things as well. For example, if I just show you here, where we created this OL mail item, you have here contact item, you have here appointment item, you have your mail item, and there are a lot of other things as well, right? Post item, task item. So there are a lot of things. So in order to sort out this issue, guys, what you need to do is, so that your all the emails can move, why don't you just go ahead and use this as a late binding method, especially for the mail item class. So you write here 0, you just create here 0, and instead of this outlook.mail item, what you need to do is you just write here as an object. Now when you write it as an object, that means that the VBA will automatically, when the VBA is going to loop through all the emails one by one, it will see that what basically that object is going to hold, what kind of an email it is going to hold. So if it is a document, it is fine. If it is a proper email, it is also fine. So basically when you declare the object, everything will be decided by the VBA, right? So I have talked about this in my one of the videos, what is the difference between early binding and late binding. I think that video is under the Excel VBA introduction series. So now if I just run the same code again, look at this. I'm going to run the code here again. I choose the dummy one, the first folder, and then I choose the important one. Let us see if we can do this or not. Right, here we go. You can see that all the emails actually move to the important one. This is the simple step which you need to add. Don't declare your email, that the mail item as a class. Let the VBA decides, because when it is running the loop, I think there are some, the possibility there are some format changes. There are some the emails which are actually not there as an email, but they're kind of other types. That is why we were getting that type mismatch error. And this especially happens when you actually when you move the emails, or when you extract the the attachments from the folders, and you put it on your desktop or any other folder. So in that case, always remember, if that is the type mismatch error coming, you just need to leave it to the VBA. So that this is the code. Actually, this is a small code which we have written, and this can do wonders for you, right? If I just run this again, and this time obviously my emails are in the important folder, so I choose the important first, because this is now my original folder, and I click on the dummy. Let us see if we can move the emails or not. And you can see that all the emails have moved. That's perfect, right? If I click on the dummy, have my emails all over there. So I hope I've been able to answer this query, and you can make this code and just pause the video and you can type in this code, and this is how you can choose all the folders of your choice and you can move it. These are the, remember guys, 2 lines which are very important, right? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, don't forget to click on the like, and of course, in order to support me, keep your comments on the channel, right down below this video, whatever you think that if the code is not able to work, if the code is able to work, you can share your thought process, you can share your any other idea if you have, so that we can spread this information with as many people as we can through this channel. So thank you so much guys for subscribing to the channel, and I'll